Hey, what's going on, guys? WALLAH here. In today's video, I'm going to be quickly talking about the new TWAB that came out and talking about the mouse and keyboard changes that are coming. If you haven't heard the news already, mouse and keyboard actually got quote-unquote nerfed. Basically, they added a lot more recoil to almost every single gun in the game. There are a few things that actually did get nerfed and buffed, like SMGs and pulse rifles, but I'll get into that in a second. The reason why Bungie nerfed mouse and keyboard was in preparation for crossplay. If you guys have been kind of living under a rock and not really keeping up with Bungie, because obviously everyone keeps up with Bungie, but crossplay is coming out this year, and in preparation for it, they decided to nerf mouse and keyboard and make the recoil closer to controller, because right now, if you don't know, mouse and keyboard is actually very, very strong because of the recoil. There's no recoil. There's basically no recoil when you shoot a lot of the guns in this game. Something like Sturm, for example, from the gameplay, you can tell like the recoil is extremely manageable, and a lot of 120s are actually extremely manageable compared to controller. I see a lot of gameplay sometimes from, let's say, a Dire Promise on a controller compared to mouse and keyboard, and it's like a night and day difference. But that might just be my opinion. Who knows? A lot of people are upset about this, especially on Twitter. I see a lot of people raging about this. People are really, really not happy about it, and I can understand why. It's not really something we needed right now. These changes are going live on February 9th for the new season coming out. And a lot of people are upset because it's just not something we need right now. Crossplay isn't coming for quite some time. And people are upset because there's still third peeking in the game. There's still stuff like cheaters on PC. There's still stuff about, we haven't heard too much about DDoSing being fixed, assuming they are still going with it and are going to fix it on February 9th as well. Hopefully that's still going to happen. But people don't really want to hear about the fact that they're going to increase the recoil. People aren't happy about that specifically on mouse and keyboard, and people would have rather preferred the buff controller. But now we get to the weird part where a lot of people on PC specifically already complain about controller being so strong, and it kind of struck upon me like, why the fuck do they want to buff controller if they're already crying about controllers, right? I guess they just don't want the game to be harder for themselves with the recoil. But at the same time, it's an inherent buff to controllers, whether or not they buff controllers and leave mouse and keyboard alone, or if they nerf mouse and keyboard and leave controller alone. At the end of the day, it's a buff to controllers, right? Because now controller players don't get an increase to recoil, but mouse and keyboards do, right? But now it's like they're kind of closer to each other, but people are complaining about the aim assist specifically, not the recoil. When it comes to a controller, a lot of people like to complain and say that it aims for you and all that stuff, but that's for a different video. I'm gonna stop talking about that. But that's why people are enraged right now, is because of the fact that they ended up nerfing mouse and keyboard and not buffing controllers. I'm going to show you guys the TWAB here and show you specifically what they changed and see what you guys think about it. So I pulled up the TWAB here on my PC, and as you guys can see here, it shows the dev team said it's in preparation for crossplay coming later this year. We're making some changes to the recoil stat. And as you can see here, the following weapons include auto rifles, scout rifles, pulse rifles, submachine guns, hand cannons, and machine guns. It's not every single gun in the game, but it's basically any primary you can think of for the most part. And if you scroll down here, it shows submachine guns are largely outclassed by auto rifles. They do realize this, and they're changing the camera movement from submachine guns. They're making it a little better, which is good, 24%. And they're actually making pulse rifles on mouse and keyboard easier as well. They say it kicks too much on mouse and keyboard, so that's good. When you go here, back up here, it shows they're reducing the difference from 40% to 20% in that ballpark. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I'm sure there's someone that's watching this video that's pretty smart and can decipher the code. All I know is it's increased recoil for a lot of these, for all these guns, and it might kick a lot more, might not kick too much. But this is basically what it comes down to right here. With all this in mind, how do I feel about all this? Like, how am I feeling? I know a lot of people want my opinions on it and what I would have done differently. Do I think Bungie's choice was actually a good idea? To be completely honest with you guys, a lot of people complain about controller, like I said before, and I don't understand why a lot of people wanted controller to get buffed and then mouse and keyboard to just stay the same, right? I know regardless of what happens, it's a buff to controllers because of crossplay is coming, right? A lot of people think that mouse and keyboard is superior, and overall, mouse and keyboard, it really is superior, right? But the thing that comes down to it is aim assist, and a lot of people think that aim assist is very, very strong, and I do think it is pretty strong as well. So what they could have done is maybe actually reduced the aim assist on controller, but make the recoil better. So that way, it's on par with mouse and keyboard, but it just has slightly less aim assist, right? I know a lot of people would have liked this, and overall would have made maybe people less annoyed at controllers, because a lot of people just dislike the fact that there's so much aim assist. I ended my stream, and afterwards, I was in Nkooch's chat. You guys probably know who Nkooch is. And he was talking about it. He asked me, like, what do I think about it? You know, a lot of people were asking, what do I think about it? And overall, I actually don't mind whatsoever. In all honesty, I'm actually kind of happy that recoil is increased on mouse and keyboard. I obviously play on PC, right? So this isn't really for crossplay specifically, but when I play against other people on mouse and keyboard, I feel like a lot of the guns are very, very easy to shoot. Specifically speaking about things like Dire Promise or like Ace of Spades or something like that, even Thorn, for example. If you guys played Destiny 2 a while ago, you know that they actually buffed the recoil on hand cannons specifically because it was very, very hard to shoot hand cannons on controllers. So they buffed it across the board, making it super easy for people on mouse and keyboard. Everyone's extremely adjusted to the fact that there's almost no kick on a lot of the hand cannons, especially when you're using only when you're using mouse and keyboard. I don't know about a controller because I don't play controller, but I'm actually very happy because I just feel like it's too easy right now, man. In all honesty, if you're on a mouse and keyboard, do you ever feel like there's a lot of recoil when you use guns like Sturm or when you use guns like Dire Promise, when you use guns like Thorn? There's no recoil whatsoever. It's crazy. It's very, very easy to shoot. And I don't really typically use auto rifles, for example, but auto rifles as well are very, very easy to aim and very easy to shoot. I don't know exactly how much this recoil is going to affect auto rifles specifically because I don't use auto rifles all that much, you know? So when I go switch back, I'm not gonna really notice too much of a difference. Besides that, I don't really have too much to say. In all honesty, like these changes are okay. Like they're not the worst thing ever. But it all comes down to the fact that I feel like this really isn't something we need right now, you know? Crossplay isn't coming for a long time, at least like 8 months or something. That's a long time to me. And these recoil changes are nice, and they're going to be okay. You know, they're going to make mouse and keyboard harder, which is good, and it's going to give people time to adjust to it. But I feel like giving us this much time seems kind of pointless. I feel like people can adjust to it after 2 months, maybe even a month. Giving us all we just need to focus on different things right now, in my opinion. And I understand they're doing this and they're playtesting in the background because obviously crossplay is a big thing, right? So this is really important for Bungie, and this is a very important change to make sure they get it right. But as of right now, there are so many problems with the game and so many different things people have been complaining about, and just it feels like we're being left in the dark, like always. So if you see people on Twitter, if you go on Twitter at all, if you go on other different social medias, if you see people complaining about it on stream, whatever it may be, that's why. It's not because too much of the fact that they're nerfing mouse and keyboard, even though I actually do enjoy I do like the fact that they're nerfing it. It's just more of the fact that it's just not something they want right now and not something we need to be focusing on at the moment. That's all. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just kind of a quick PSA, like always. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting a custom game, private match video. If you guys are interested, it's like a 1v4 against my chat because I stream at twitch.tv/WALLAH. Yeah, it's just a fun video for tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Goodbye. Also, make sure to smash that like button. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.